Hello and welcome back everybody to Everlasting Summer. We already reached my favorite part of this game. The fucking mines! Well, what can you do? Maybe it will be a bit different but with Alisa, but I doubt it. Anyway, maybe the talk towards the old camp will be interesting with Alisa. So, let's see about that. And Alisa goes with you. Well, actually it makes sense that Alisa herself doesn't say, "Oh, I want to help Semyon," but Olga makes her do it. It was as if Olga had read my mind. Why is that? Well, who tried to blow up the monument? Still, that is a little weird to me, that she really, tried to blow it up and nothing really happens as a punishment. And this is a really, really small punishment. And as if that wasn't enough, who also tried to slander Semyon? That is also true. She said it in such a voice that Alisa did not dare to argue. "Happy now?" she blurted once we were left alone. "What do I have to do with this? Was it me who tried to blow up the monument?" Alisa grunted and turned away. "I'm not going anywhere with you." "Oh, please don't." "Great then. Excellent." We stood silently for a while, not looking at each other. I dared break the silence first. "Is that all?" "All what?" "All that you wanted to tell me?" "Yes, that is all." "Do you mind then if I inquire why you tried to blow up the monument?" "I was bored." "Ah, right. Blowing it up would have definitely cheered you up." Alisa seemed really reluctant to go with me. As for me, however, I've decided to find Shurik after all. It wasn't him who interested me most, but the abandoned camp. For some reason I had a feeling that I might find out something there. Okay, that's already a good sign. Maybe this will be interesting with Alisa. And I really did not like the idea of going alone at night. "So you're scared then? Are you daring me?" She gave me a sarcastic smile. "Oh no, I would never. Good luck if you're staying then." I turned around and started walking in the direction where the old camp should have been. Alisa caught up with me at the forest edge. "Wait up! I'm going with you." "Why did you deign to change your mind all of a sudden?" I asked ironically. "You don't need to know." She snarled and handed me a flashlight. That was quite wise. I don't know what I would have done there, alone in the dark, if it wasn't for Alisa. Electronica told us that the old building was right after the war. What? That the old building was built right after the war? It looked like a kindergarten, or like a barracks, I expected, and definitely could hold fewer pioneers than today's camp. It had been abandoned for about 20 years. The night forest was completely unlike during the day. Just a couple of hours ago, it just seemed like a small grove, where even a blind man wouldn't get lost. However, as the darkness fell, the trees seemed to grow up, the bushes suddenly took up all the free space, and the paths, so wide in daylight, turned into barely visible waves in the dark green forest ocean. The final strokes to these pictures were the birds, the insects, and the beasts who were giving a concert, each with its own instrument, creating together an amazing, yet frightening nocturnal symphony. We walked slowly, Alisa a bit ahead, and me in her wake, trying not to fall too far behind. She acted self-assured to a fault. Absolutely not like me. Every rustle of bushes nearby, or hoot of an owl overhead made me cringe and looked around timidly. What this is really like? This is really like typical youth books, Okay, usually it's a larger group. In most of these books for young adults, it's like a group of 4 or 5 or something like that, going together, something creepy happens or something like that, and one is like, "I can handle that," and we all know in the end Alisa probably won't be able to handle it. And Semyon is, it has some old school young adult book vibe to it. That is not necessarily a bad thing. There is a difference between "I have seen it 100,000 times" and "old but gold." There is a difference. Of course, it was obvious that there was not much to fear here. The local woods weren't likely to be teeming with wild beasts, and it seemed there were no people at all in this world, apart from those in the camp. However, how do you know? I want to know how you know that, but okay. However, the fear was there on the instinct level, and I tried to walk carefully and to stay as watchful as I could. Discretion is the better part of valor after all. Alisa stopped suddenly. So suddenly that I nearly bumped into her. Now where? What? Well, straight ahead, I guess? Are you sure? I tried to figure out the directions. It looks like we were going the right way. Or at least the way suggested by electronic. However, without a map, without a GPS or GLONASS navigation, I suppose that is something Russian? I wasn't even sure that we were still on the same planet, wherever it was. We haven't taken any turns, we've been walking straight forward all the time, just as electronic said. Then why haven't we made it to the old camp yet? How should I know? Alisa's rude way of talking was already getting on my nerves. Are we already lost? Why would you say that? We are barely a kilometer away from the camp. So what? She looked visibly sadder. So nothing. If you don't like it, you can go back. Alisa eyed me disappointedly for a while, and then her face changed sharply. Well, I will then. Oh, this is really different, okay. She suddenly turned round and started marching briskly back towards the camp. Good luck there, I shouted as she was going. However, Alisa may be right, and we are in fact lost. In which case, it's not a good idea to stay here alone. The cool night breeze blew stronger, and I shivered. But going after her would mean losing face. Even worse, admitting she is right. Or just being the bigger person, you know. Being more wise. Being more intelligent. Being not stupid. I don't know. No, I am not ready to accept that. I could have probably spent until morning arguing with myself about this if it weren't for Alisa's scream. My legs carried me on their own towards where she went. So, did you already find Shurik? About 20 meters on, I nearly fell into a hole, just managing to jump over it at the last moment. As for Alisa, it looked like she had not managed to. I was about to point the flashlight into the darkness when I realized that she had taken it with her. Well, that had to be expected. Are you alive? Yeah. A muffled voice sounded up from below. Did you break anything? Hell if I know, idiot. A light flickered in the hole. I stepped closer and bent to it to examine how deep it was. The crumbling hole went about 3 meters into the depths, but it was pitch black below. Help me get out, Alisa yelled angrily. And how do you imagine I should do that? I don't know, think of something. Well, what do you see now? Describe it. Well, it's sort of a tunnel and... Nah, just a tunnel. A tunnel? That is weird. Come on, get down here. Is that the best idea you have? I would rather run to the camp for a rope. You're gonna leave me here alone? Alisa's voice lost much of its impudence. But you're alone down there anyway. Hey! She cried out loud and directed the flashlight right into my eyes. Well, don't panic. Trolls aren't gonna eat you there. I'll be back in a flash. Alisa was screaming herself into a fit foam. Fit foam, yeah right. Down below, but I couldn't make out the words. However, I only managed to take a few steps before the ground yielded under my feet, and before I knew it, I was tumbling down. I grabbed the thin root that somehow slowed down my fall. But it snapped under my weight and went flying down with me. So this is how we are ending up in the mines in this version, I guess. But this gives us no opportunity to see the doll. What about my theories? You can't destroy my theories. You're alive? Ah, yeah. Oh, no, wait, these aren't the mines. Oh, this is the way to the mines. Yeah, right, okay. So, this time they don't even go to the bunker or something? I don't know, already speculating again. Just read, you fool. I barely opened one eye as I felt a searing spotlight upon me. Ah, put it away. Alisa was squatting next to me and looking at me in a nervous manner. Any limbs broken? I don't know. I've moved my hands and feet. Everything seemed to be fine. Given the hate, I was pretty lucky to make it down alive. I barely managed to stand up and examine the crashed site. Indeed, we were in some kind of long corridor. There was some kind of heavy wiring all along the walls, and lamps encased in heavy metal holders attached to the ceiling. In any other situation, I would have guessed that it's a subway service tunnel, but it was hardly likely that Sovyonok has already reached such a level of infrastructure. Where are we? I don't know, but we have to get out of here. Climbing the crumbled wall was hardly an option. In fact, I was wondering how we even survived to fall from such height. It doesn't seem that high, to be honest. Like, we probably survive? Maybe? Probably not even broken limbs. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it seems that we've got to find an exit somewhere else. How do we do that? Alisa asked, slowly turning pale. Not a single trace of her usual arrogance remained on her face. Well, I guess there's gotta be an exit here, right? Probably, but which way do we go? Now that is a good question. At first glance, it seemed like a good idea to head towards the camp, at least in the direction I thought it was, but I hadn't seen anything there that resembled an exit from the catacombs. And that means that we should rather try the opposite direction. Give me that. I snatched the flashlight from Elisa's hand and pointed its light into the darkness. That way. Ah, an old familiar picture. We were slowly proceeding forward, with Alisa keeping a firm grip on my hand. In other circumstances, I might have been surprised, embarrassed, or even rejoiced. How should I know? But right now I was just eager to get out of here as soon as possible. My bruises from the fall were aching. The blood was pulsing in my head like a heavy pendulum. Even the flickering spotlight that kept illuminating the same cement walls continually wasn't exactly raising our morale. Damn. There's also Shurik. What? Why did we go into the forest in the first place? To find Shurik? Or just forget him? He might have fallen down here just like us. Of course, Alisa has a point. This wasn't exactly the best time to engage in a search mission. If we don't manage to get out, there would be a search mission for us instead. But I couldn't just take my mind off this for... It was as if Shurik was standing right before my eyes, giving me a reproachful look. Sometimes it seems like Semyon is a very different person in each and every route. This is actually... I mean, you could argue, depending on his choices, he has a different character because you decided this and that. But to be honest, so many choices are random fuck, you know? So many choices are random as hell. Like, go to the boat house to meet XY, person XY, you know? It's not like they analyzed my personality to give it to Semyon by the answers I gave. You know what I mean? I guess you know what I mean. Look out! Alisa yelled. Ah, okay, this time we find the bunker from here. I almost crashed into a massive metal door. A biohazard sign immediately caught my eye. This means that we're okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm skipping that a bit because, you know... Already saw that. Cameras. Alisa clenched my arm. Blah blah blah. La 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 la. Расцветали яблони, груши, попелье, тумани над рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег на крутой. Выходила на берег Катюша. Oh, he has a wound on his leg. I didn't even realize. Okay, they treat his wound. Sorry, it's now I probably skipped some character evolving there. So she cared for him a bit. Oh, whoop-de-doo, didn't expect that. Now. So let's go to the mines already. Yeah, there we go. Oh, quelle surprise, quelle surprise. Okay, to the left or to the right? Oh, mouse, right. So we go left, and we go left. Oh, minus camp. Woo, never have seen that before. Go left, go left, go left, go left. Oh, a door. Okay, wait, this is where they find Shurik. My bad. Okay. You think so? Alisa looked a little refreshed. Sure. Frankly speaking, I really wasn't sure that there would be an accident behind this door. But it wasn't like we had any choice anyway. I pulled the handle. We found ourselves in some kind of room that resembled either a boiler room or a utility room under the bomb shelter. Empty bottles, cigarette butts, and other bits of debris littered the floor. That proves that there is an exit from the caves. I scanned the room with a flashlight, and in the farthest corner I saw... Shurik, doubled up and trembling all over. Shurik! Who is that? He stammered. Shurik, we've been looking for you all night, and you're just sitting here? Get up! I'm not going anywhere. He started quietly, but with every word his voice gained strength, until he was shouting at the top of his lung. No, I won't go with you anywhere. You don't exist. You aren't here anyway. It's a hallucination. It's unscientific. Yeah, unscientific. What do you mean by, you aren't here? Here we are. We came searching for you. Alisa had remained silent until now, but then she let go of my hand and took a few steps towards Shurik. What are you doing? I asked quietly. She punched him in the face. She hesitated for a moment, but proceeded as if not hearing me. Ha! I'm so good. I am so good. This route I could have written this route myself. Finally, having come close to the lost pioneer, Alisa fetched him a scathing. Is that a word? Okay, I don't know it. A scathing slap across the face. You! We nearly died while searching you. Those damned woods at Nice, that bomb shelter, these freaking mines. I'm one mass of bruises thanks to you. And you what? You're just hanging out, drinking booze, and seeing pink spiders, you bastard? Shurik stared at her with a bemused look. Now then, get your ass up and move. No. He began to whisper quietly. No. Somewhere deep inside me, on the very edge of my awareness, I got a feeling that something really bad was going to happen now. It happened. A premotion, intuition, or just an analysis of the situation from the way Shurik was sitting, or the expression of his face hinted at his following actions. Oh, we already saw that one. And probably all of that together. I rushed to Alisa, the light furiously jumping all over the room and highlighting Shurik's face for a second, twisted with madness. He was wielding a metal rod, and if I had been a moment too late, he would definitely have smashed in Alisa's head with it. But I made it. What did you do? Everything was like a dream. The distant shout of a girl, a hollow thud, the flashlight going out, and the eerie silence, except for the heavy breaking of Shurik. It took me a while to come to my senses. What are you doing, you jerk? I checked my arm and it felt okay. The blow landed on the flashlight. So now we were in complete darkness. You won't get it! Won't get me! Shurik's hysterical laughter was quickly fading away in the distance. Hey, where are you going? Get back here now, are you stupid? Let the maniac run, are you fucking crazy? Won't get! The yell vanished into the distance. What a freak. I've tried to fix the flashlight in the darkness. No way. Shurik has smashed it into pieces with his rod. Then I suddenly thought of Alisa. Are you okay? I heard a quiet sob, and at the same instant, I felt her embrace hugging me tightly. Okay. It's okay. It's all over now. Everything is fine. Well, in fact, nothing was fine, but I needed her to get a grip on herself. Otherwise, we stood no chance of getting out of here alive. I tenderly caressed her head. I wonder, Alisa crying. Is that a funny thing? Maybe in different circumstances. I'm scared. That's okay. I'm scared too. I noticed the strong and sudden transformation in Alisa. But what the heck? Anyone would be scared in these circumstances. Moreover, she's a girl. Not sexist. But why aren't I scared? No, not scared. Why am I still able to keep my mind clear and speak sense? No, that's the thing. That's actually a thing. When it comes down to stuff like that, you either go, like Alisa, or you either go like Simeon. That's pretty much a very common thing. You either lose your mind and start crying or something like that, or you keep cool and I don't know, your brain analyzes the scene and you do what is needed to be done. Might it be because I have to worry about more than just myself? Also, that might be a thing. Okay, come on. We have to get out of here anyway. Hold on just a sec, said Alisa quietly, and the room became illuminated by the dim flicker of a lighter's flame. Where did that come from? The statue. She forced a gentle smile and handed me the lighter. Oh, right. Don't think the lighter makes that much light, though, to be honest. All right. I quickly swept my eyes over the room, searching for something that could be used as a torch. There were some tattered rags and a rod among the debris on the floor. One of the bottles contained some liquid that smelled like industrial alcohol. For better or worse, in a minute I was holding something that resembled a flaming torch in my hands. I don't think that works like that, but, I'll take it. I don't know how long it will last, so we got to move quickly. Where to? Alisa seemed to be returning to her senses. Let's go back. At least we'll reach the bomb shelter. For one thing, there is a light there. Oh, so then we can meet the doll. Okay. The torch was burning poorly. We had to reignite it every other minute. One didn't have to be an oracle to predict an extremely short lifespan for that rag we were using. I became more and more afraid that we wouldn't leave the darkness in the mine. You couldn't rely too much on just the lighter. However, we reached the hole that led up to the catacombs quite fast. It seems that I memorized the route after all. We struggled to get up, scrambling over the rocks almost blindly. Okay, where are we going now? Asked Alisa, getting her breath back. What do you mean? We're going to that room with the bunks and cabinets. Which way is that? I opened my mouth to reply, but suddenly realized that I had not the slightest idea. The hole looked the same from all sides. No, it doesn't. Just like the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. We had not a single hint to indicate the right direction. Well, don't you know? Alisa asked sadly and sat on the ground. No. I replied quietly, put out the torch to preserve it, and sat next to her. Are we going to die here? She rested her head upon my shoulder. Alisa's voice sounded flat, one might even say calm, but I could feel that her body was trembling, either with cold or with fear, or with both combined. Don't be silly. Sure, things are getting worse, but they are still pretty far from where we're gonna die. They will come and rescue us in the morning. Olga will call the police, so, I would love to believe that myself. I see. Yeah. I lost track of time sitting there. I was afraid to go forward or backward. I was afraid to make a choice, as our torch definitely wouldn't last both ways. Wandering in total darkness without any source of light was definitely worse than waiting for the rescue here. This way at least we would have some light left for an emergency. Suddenly a rumbling started echoing in the distance. Well, here's that emergency. That was definitely the clank of door bolts mixed in that rumbling. Oh, so the crazy Shurik is coming after you. That's not good. Get up. I harshly pulled Alisa to her feet and lit the torch with shaking hands. What is it? She asked in dismay. I don't know, but it seems there is someone. We have to run. To be honest, I wasn't sure that it was such a good idea. What if the mad Shurik is there? And in fact, that is the least of all the evils I can imagine. But we had no choice left. The stones scattered beneath our feet. I desperately tried not to fall down, holding my hand with the torch in front and dragging Alisa with the other. She ran along in silence, breathing heavily. I really wanted to look back at her, but didn't have the strength all the time. Finally, the outtime of the open door appeared before us, and I leaped into the bomb shelter, readying myself to fight any foe that was there. But the room was empty. I swept my eyes across the room, trying hard to spot hidden monsters, Shurik, or any other evil entity, but it was all exactly the same as it was the first time we had been here. Except for the door. The second door. It was open. Somebody has passed through here. I spoke up triumphantly. Who? Don't know. Maybe it was Shurik. But how did he manage to open it? Who the hell cares? Come on. Okay, the second door was open. Is this just coincidence? Is this just something? Or did I in one route learn that there was something in the second door? Maybe, I don't know. There was another corridor behind that door, and it was ascending slowly. So we're getting closer to the surface. I was right. After several hundreds of feet, I stumbled upon a ladder leading to a small hatch on the ceiling. It didn't take much effort to open it. What's up there? Who cares? It's better than staying down here anyway. I climbed the ladder and found myself surrounded by gloom. However, this gloom was definitely lighter than the darkness of the catacombs. As my eyes got more used to it, the outlines of the walls, the ladder, and the door leading to the outside were emerging in the pale moonlight. I helped Alisa to climb up, and we literally sprang out of the building. The doll! I said you have to see the doll. I want my suspicion to be proven. God damn it. The exit from the catacombs was located in some sort of ruined building that resembled either a nursery or a country school. It must be the old camp. Alisa sat at one of the swings and wiped the sweat from her forehead with the back of her hand. I see. So we found it after all. I smiled involuntarily. What are you laughing at? She frowned and pouted with displeasure. To put it shortly, she had returned to her usual self. So, it's not so scary here anymore. I wasn't scared there either. Oh, come on. That's right, I wasn't. Whatever. I was angry. I really felt hurt because of Alisa. If not for me, she would have still been down there, in that damn mine. Man, what do you expect? You're trying to hurt her pride. She has pride. Jesus. Also, this is going into the way of seen that 1,000 times, more into, and less into the direction old but gold, to be honest. This is starting to get a bit on my nerves. This is a bit stupid. Where are we going? Or where are you going? She asked in a less self-assured voice as I turned around and walked slowly towards the camp. Back to the camp. Hey! Lisa jumped up right away and started to walk next to me. For a moment I wanted to say something nasty, but I wasn't ready to start the next argument. We found the path we had taken before surprisingly fast, even the 2 holes we had fallen into. It was only about 200 meters from the old camp. And now she finds the doll. Ah, fuck the doll. Then no doll. Screw you. I stopped at the square and turned to Alisa. Well... She looked uncertain, even confused. Then, sure. Deep inside I wanted to yell at her, to scold her, even to insult her. On the other hand, I wanted to have a meaningful conversation. Last thing would have been better. In the end, I just kept silent, turned around and slowly headed towards the leader's cabin. But something persistently disturbed the quiet of the night. I keenly listened to it and realized that it was the snoring of Shurik, who was sleeping peacefully on a bench. Hey! I caught Alisa, who hadn't walked too far away. Get up, you! Shurik slowly came to his senses and stared at us blankly. Oh, it's morning already? Morning? Yeah, sure. Sometimes one acts first, thinks later. Of course, it all starts in the brain, then the current comes through the neural links, thereby transmitting the command to the body. But sometimes the subconscious just works faster than the conscious. That's exactly why my fist swung and smacked Shurik in the guts, and it was only then that I realized what I had done. To be honest, normal reaction. I am totally cool with that. I personally think no person on Earth would actually react much differently. Even though we probably know. Let's say we hadn't played the Uliana route and the Slavia route. Even if we only had played this route, we probably know something is not okay with Shurik. Something is wrong with him, you know. So it's actually not okay to punch him. But still, I think everybody would punch him here. He coughed, trying to catch his breath, and writhed in pain on the bench. What the hell was that all about? I already felt bad about it. I shouldn't have treated him so rough. What are you talking about? Shurik looked at me in shock. In the mine! What mine? He turned his head, completely confused. And why am I here? And why are you here? Stop fooling around! Alisa barked into the conversation. You nearly killed me there, and now you're going to pretend like nothing happened? What happened? You really don't remember? Not a thing. Okay, so what is the last thing you remember? Shriek tried to concentrate. Well, I was on my way to the old camp in the morning. I knew I could find some hardware for the robot there, so... So? And that is all. I don't recall anything since. Then I just woke up here. I let out a heavy sigh as I turned away. Well, go ahead. Sweet dreams. Hey, where are you? I ignored Alisa and stumbled away to the Olga cabin. She stayed, arguing with Shurik. I sat in the deck chair and looked up at the stars. Hey, that is new, I think. Yeah, it is. This night they seemed to be brighter than usual. Perhaps they seemed so because not too long ago my only source of light was a dim flashlight, and then that torch. The stars are brighter than a flashlight, and obviously a torch. Most of the stars, I guess, are even brighter than the sun, but they are so far away. So, why have you come? I asked without even turning my head. Elisa's footsteps could be heard well in advance in the silence of the night. Well, What did Shurik say? He said that he doesn't remember anything, that it is unscientific and nonsense like that. I think he really doesn't remember because of shock and stress. Who am I to say? I was in the same boat not too long ago. I am still in it though. Do I have amnesia? Well then, why did you come here? Then again, I guess I knew the answer. That is exactly why I hadn't gone to sleep, but waited for her here. Well, Alisa sat down next to me. In one deck chair? That's actually pretty small, but okay. Kind of wanted to thank you after all down there. You know. No problem, I said gently and leaned back. Well, alright then. She got up and was going to go. If you think that I'm angry with you, I'm not. Everything is okay. I didn't actually think that. Alisa got worked up. Fine then. Okay. Yeah. Then, just go already, I said kindly and waved my hat. I go when I want to. So now you don't want to? I want to. Well, is something preventing you from going? Moron. Alisa stamped her foot and quickly walked away from the leader's cabin. I took a deep breath and stood up. My head was terribly dizzy from fatigue. Well, at least Olga is sleeping already, and I won't have to explain anything. However, it wasn't that easy. The camp leader was standing in the middle of the room and was obviously preparing for a lengthy conversation. Or rather, for a debriefing. Would you care to explain? What is the matter? In fact, you didn't mind when we were going to search for Shurik. And what, have you found him? It looks like she was more concerned about me coming back late than the fate of the lost pioneer. Yes, we have. By the way, why are you standing here in the darkness? What? I said, why in the darkness? Because it's time to sleep. I couldn't agree with her more, although I was slightly surprised by such an abrupt mood swing. I see. Okay, wait, do we know that? Do we know that? No, we don't. Okay, he did not undress. But still, Alisa. Alisa? I just didn't know what I should think of her. It wasn't because she had been acting strange recently. No, on the contrary. All of her behavior was quite consistent and understandable. Yay! Even her returning to thank me. Yes! I thought of Alisa much more than anything else that had happened tonight. Although, if you get down to it, there was nothing supernatural about it. Uncomfortable, sure. Frightening, even spine-chilling, sure. Something related to my arrival here. Hardly. I don't know about that, the minds are very suspicious. These thoughts put me to sleep. Oh, so that's it. Okie dokie. So, I guess I'll end this episode here. Next time is the No, we're not yet at the... Are we already? No, we aren't we? No, I think we aren't. We aren't at the point at day 6 already. I think there is stuff I have to do in day 5. So, anyway, you'll probably see when you come back. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.